Ron Paul tweeted out, well, he didn't personally tweet this out, but apparently he says one of his staffers tweeted out a racist, anti-Semitic tweet. He replaced the post with the same attack on cultural Marxism, but dropped the offensive cartoon. Okay, let's take a look at what this offensive cartoon is. Oh my God, Ron Paul, what are you doing? He said, "Are you stunned by what has become of American culture? Well, it's not an accident. You've probably heard of cultural Marxism, but now you know what it means." And he posted this photo that's got a bunch of racist caricatures. Someone said, "Holy shit, Ron Paul posted Le Happy Merchant cartoons. The man knows his base." I'm so sick of people being like, anybody who is libertarian, right-wing, or religious is a Nazi. The comic is pretty damn racist, for sure. And apparently they smacked Ben Garrison's tag on it, and Ben Garrison didn't make this comic. Ron Paul deleted it, and I think I have, and this is what he posted. It's, it looks like they made this graphic in 2 seconds on Paintbrush. But he says, it's the same tweet, "Are you stunned by what happened in American culture?" And it's just a big political correctness with a circle and a line through it. Everyone's blaming Ben Garrison for this. Ben Garrison said, "That is totally not a Ben Garrison cartoon. This is a cartoon by someone else who trolls have pasted my signature on. Please always check, graphics for the real Ben Garrison cartoons." Here's what I find. Oh my God. This is what's so absolute BS about politics today. So for one, someone said, "To be clear, you're still cool with the next tweet your staff posted in its place, which refers to cultural Marxism." Because the left seems to think that cultural Marxism is an anti-Jewish conspiracy theory. Sure, people who are, JQ conspiracy theorists use it, but it's used by a lot of people. It's used improperly by a lot of people, but it's a term. It's got academic meaning. So it's like, oh, the language proves you're a racist or something. So, God, where's that quote? Okay. Okay. The father of Senator Rand Paul said the offensive cartoon was a mistake and had been inadvertently posted by a member of his staff. He did not apologize for it. Gee, Huffington Post, why did they put mistake and inadvertently in quotes? Ron Paul said earlier today a staff member inadvertently posted an offensive cartoon on my social media. I do not make my own social media posts, and when I discovered the mistake, it was immediately deleted. They're putting mistake and inadvertently in quotes to imply that Ron Paul did it on purpose or his staffer did it on purpose. Well, then why would they delete it? If they wanted people to see a racist meme, they'd leave the racist meme up for you to see. Clearly, by deleting it and then reposting a different image, that kind of proves they don't like the response they got from it. Like, are they trying to imply that Ron Paul's staffer or Ron Paul himself did it on purpose, and then when they realized people didn't like it, took it down? If they were racist, they wouldn't care if people liked it. They'd just put up the racist comic. But not only that, the comic's fake. Ben Garrison didn't make it. Here's what else I really love. I'm being facetious. The drawing included the signature of cartoonist Ben Garrison, who is known for cartoons supporting Donald Trump. But he tweeted Monday that it totally wasn't his work and trolls had pasted his signature on an altered image. Why are they putting that in quotes? It takes 2 seconds to figure out Ben Garrison didn't make this comic. Why are they acting like he's somehow, what is this? They're implying that it was his work and he's the one who put his signature on it. Okay. Ben Garrison tweeted, "Twitter lefty outrage mobs never let facts stand in the way of a good smear narrative. Hint, my website addresses the troll cartoons at graphics/about. Yeah, people put these images on his stuff all the time. Okay, I don't know what his website says. Alright, we'll get into that later, except let's look at the actual image. I don't want to waste too much time on his website trying to figure out what it's about, but this is the real image. You can see that they've got multicultural people. You've got what looks like, Black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American, kind of ambiguous, and a white man saying "iya" with a sickle and hammer, communist fist punching Uncle Sam in the face, and it says "Latuff 2008" on it. Ben Garrison didn't make this, so why is Huffington Post putting "totally" and "trolls"? Like they're trying to imply Ben Garrison really made a comic he didn't make when he said he didn't make it, and you can easily look up who made it. Welcome 2018. Mary Thompson, they include some tweets. I take it that, quote, inadvertently means, whoops, did I just say that out loud? I guess maybe, but to imply, like, look, man, I don't think Ron Paul's racist. I think everybody's got varying degrees of prejudice, and I think to varying degrees, people can be racist, for sure. I think Ron Paul's an old fogey, and he's probably had some racist ideas in his lifetime. I think, you know, for the most part, he understands what he is and what is and is not socially acceptable. In which case, it was probably a dumb mistake. One of his staffers probably didn't even know what it was, didn't know what any of the pictures were, didn't think twice and probably posted it. But I will admit, there is a possibility there's a dumbass who knew what it meant and didn't think it mattered. Because, I mean, you've got all of these racist caricatures, you know, on these bodies. It's possible somebody actually knew. I'm surprised we haven't heard an announcement about someone being fired. There is actually this one from Ryan Bath. This one's actually pretty funny. It says, so someone on your staff is a racist anti-Semite. Oh well, woo. That's a much better explanation. That actually laughed at that. I think that's funny. Because either you've, like, man, Ron Paul should probably fire that person. I don't care. You know, this has caused him irreparable harm in terms of his brand and his career. And, yeah. That's just a bad, bad meme. Paul has been accused of racism before. During his presidential campaigns, the media reported on a newsletter Paul published for many years that included several racist and anti-gay attacks. I don't think Ron Paul's a saint. I think he's an old dude. But it's like, I think what's really special about Huffington Post is how instead of just writing here's what happened, they have to put the quotes in there and make like implications about what Ron Paul actually believes. So we have this post from Reason, and so it says, Paul has a history of underlings writing under his name, saying things hostile and prejudicial towards blacks and gays. See this 2008 article. Paul has not yet responded to my request for comment about whether the staffer responsible for attaching the cartoon was being disciplined in any way. Right. So I looked up cultural Marxism. It's used by a lot of people. You know, the Young Turks recently made a video where they were freaking out about cultural Marxism for like 20 minutes and never really explained what it is. Somebody shared the video on my Discord. So let's see. They're going to talk about the actual Facebook post. Paul's post, originally illustrated by the cartoon, lays bare how inappropriate and counterproductive worrying about cultural Marxism is if liberty is your concern. The Facebook post said that for Marxists, their original argument of workers being exploited by capitalists didn't sell. It's obviously not the case. So Marxists shifted their exploitation shtick to culture. Women exploited by men, gays exploited by heterosexuals, the old exploited by the young, vice versa, the list goes on. Anything that is true is to be twisted like a pretzel to the point where people can't tell what is true anymore. How do you think they're doing? Had enough yet? Then don't be afraid to stand up for truth and speak it, otherwise history can most definitely repeat itself, and the history of socialism is as nasty and brutish as it gets. Nothing compares to it in terms of human suffering. Yeah, no food, ethnic cleansing, Holodomor, Cultural Revolution, communism and socialism. Socialism as an economic policy tends to lead to like starvation in places like Venezuela. Scandinavia is not socialists, they're social democrats, so they're a capitalist system with a massive welfare state, whereas socialism is state-controlled products. Even in that regard, Venezuela isn't entirely socialist, but they do rapidly nationalize services, nationalize their oil industry. So it's fair to say that's socialism. Scandinavia is not. But yeah, pretty bad. Reason says, Paul is correct that socialism in political and economic practice caused enormous human suffering or of a sort is... Paul is correct that socialism in political and economic practice caused enormous human suffering of a sort its current proponents like to ignore. But what leads up to that conclusion in that barely argued post has nothing to do with socialism. Indeed, raising a stink about the supposed depredations of cultural Marxism is in most contexts anti-liberty. Okay, you know what? This is Reason. I just want to point out that I don't think there's a reason to use cultural Marxism. That you'll get flagged by Huffington Post, whatever it means. Just identity politics. I get it. It means something. Social justice warrior, whatever you want to use. There's certain phrases that have no safe explanation, you know. Illegal immigrant is offensive to one faction. Undocumented immigrant is offensive to the other faction. And so it ultimately ends up with The language you use determines what your tribe is. Seriously. You've got the Young Turks went on a tirade saying that it's like a dog whistle or something to neo-Nazis. You've got people tweeting that even though he deleted the image, the racist caricature, he's still using the phrase, and that is offensive. So you know what? It is what it is. I don't know. Comment. Let me know what you think about Ron Paul. I just wanted to point out some of these ridiculous absurdities. Good job, Huffington Post, on your quote innuendo about people's work and beliefs. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 on my main channel.